And we are back to BBTV. Thank you guys so much for joining today's live stream. We have already done, I got to think through everything we have already covered. We already covered Rawlings, Marucci Victus, and Nakona just finished up a few minutes ago. We had like a 5-minute break. And now we have Mizuno. We got a lot to talk about today. We're super, super excited for it. I'm going to go ahead and introduce to the stage one of my favorite people in the glove world and become a good friend of mine, Will Startup. Give a little round of applause. Will, thank you so much for joining the live stream. This guy's kind of famous. Oh, you want to talk about this like right now?
Not right now, but if I need a microphone.
Oh, yeah.
Engage.
Yeah, here. I'm going to let you take over, and I'll come back whenever you want me, okay?
Okay, I didn't want to boot you. I just want to make sure that when we talk, people can hear.
Oh, is that one not working? Oh, here.
Nothing's working? Okay.
Nothing's working.
So should we, like we're singing a duet, like get real close together?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
There we go. Nope. Does that work?
Gabriella.
Test.
Whatever. Yeah, we'll just stand, like we're so close friends, we can do this.
This is true.
Okay?
Okay, we're good. It's just these people.
As long as we're good on audio,
okay.
ready to rock and roll.
I think that one's good. All right.
Okay.
Do your thing. Start talking.
Okay, well, hey, first of all, I just want to say thank you for having Mizuno down here.
No, thank you guys.
I am so impressed by this first annual Glove Fest. You can see I'm rocking the hat. I am
the original prototype hat, by the way.
The prototype. I don't know if it's a 101. In my mind,
it is one of one. One of one.
101. Okay. So love it. I love Better Baseball. Everything that you guys do for the game of baseball, your passion, I feel, is unmatched. I think it's clearly seen by the people in store, by your audience that you're reaching. I think you guys are a destination store
100%.
For when people come down to Georgia. So I just want to say thank you from one ball player to another. I love what Better Baseball is doing for the game of baseball. I don't think there's a better spot. So I just wanted to lead with that.
Thank you. And I would say literally right back at you, because we always feel like you are a part of Better Baseball because of how much you believe in us. You're kind of one of us. So, I mean, we'll talk about some of the gloves that you've designed later for us, but right back at you, man. Thank you.
All right, well, super excited to be here. Kind of what I want to start off, I don't want to talk a lot about myself, but if you can see, my first ever glove was a Mizuno. So this is going to date me a little bit, but this glove is about 35 years old. It is still in great shape. I can still play catch with it, but Mizuno was my first brand. And after a long journey, I got to play for the Georgia Bulldogs. I got to play 10 years in the minor leagues. And with a lot of hard work, because I love product, I love the game of baseball, I was able to land as the ball glove product manager at Mizuno. So that's not something I take lightly. I am creative. I love daydreaming. I love bringing product to market. But today I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I think Mizuno is the best glove brand on the market. So, Brett, if you're tracking with me, I would love to go ahead and kind of kick off. So, one thing, obviously Mizuno is a Japanese brand, and one thing that I think Mizuno brings to the game of baseball that's different is their unique cultural blend of technology and craftsmanship. Our brand is heavy focused on craftsmanship, understanding the glove inside and out, but then also thinking future, like what can we do to enhance the game of baseball and on-field performance. So our company was founded in 1906. We started making ball gloves in 1910. I believe we started selling ball gloves in 1913. So we've been at it for a long time. Craftsmanship and technology is in Mizuno's DNA. That's what we are. So a couple of things that you may not know. Here's a fun fact. Mizuno invented the catcher's mitt in 1934. I know I have it behind that glove. I don't know if you guys can see it home on the live stream, but in 1934, Mizuno advanced the game of baseball by thinking of position-specific models. So 1934 was there, kind of something for us. I don't think we invented this, but in 1978, we started servicing MLB players, going to spring trainings, bringing craftsmen, exposing them to our brand, and we've had great ambassadors ever since. In 1986, Mizuno did come out with the first ever ambidextrous glove. Now, we've seen people at the big league level pitch with both hands, which is absolutely incredible. I know there's one in the minor leagues right now, but our brand was also the first to come out with the ambidextrous glove. And then something that's really cool that I love is in 1989, we came out with our first ever what we called Mizuno Pro. So those gloves were focused on position specific, making sure that fielders, whether it be middle infielders needing a shallow pocket to get those double play transitions out quicker, or outfielders needing deeper pockets because obviously their main priority is just securing the ball. That is something that I've heard Mr. Michael Bice say in Assets. So he's absolutely correct. So that's something I love about our brand. All right, Brett, we're gonna move on to the next one. So I wanna introduce you. I know they're not here with us right now, but one thing that makes our brand probably sets us apart from any other brand, we have 5 craftsmen, okay? And of those 5 craftsmen, we have 1 master craftsman. So we have Kosan up here. His name is Kasaku Kokishimoto, and we call him Kosan. He has been making gloves now for 49 years. And something amazing about him, Japan, the whole country, it is a very craftsmanship culture. And Kosan was just awarded the Master Craftsman Award this past year for the craftsman of the whole entire country. So his whole life's work, he's been on display, and he was just recognized by the entire country of Japan as the best craftsman in Japan. So that is who is at the helm of Mizuno ball gloves. And there's also some other fun stories about that. We have Nori-san. Great thing about Nori-san, Nori-san has been coming over to the United States for a long time, going into spring trainings, shaping gloves, breaking gloves, fixing repairs, but he is also one of our craftsmen. He's been doing this for 34 years. Shioshi-san, who we've been bringing over to the United States, Shioshi-san's been a glove maker for 14 years and a craftsman. And so we bring him to events kind of like our Prep Baseball All-American. We partner with them and we bring in Shioshi-san so he can lace ball gloves, break in ball gloves, and just kind of give that red carpet treatment to the best athletes at that age level. And then we also have Shota-san, Tetsuya-san, and Tetsuo-san, who are our craftsmen. So something I want to tell you guys, I might have to drop the mic just for a minute. I know I'm on live stream, but something about Ko-san, our master craftsman, I was kind of telling this story to some of the people earlier, some of these great ball players, but in Ichiro's career, obviously we know Ichiro because Ichiro was just inducted into the Hall of Fame, but Ichiro, one of the most elite outfielders ever to play the game. Just watching his highlights still blow my mind. And then if some of you guys have been, if you're just baseball fans, you also saw that he was in those simulated games for the Mariners, how at his age, helping them get ready for the playoffs. So Ichiro was very particular about his gloves. He had so many gold gloves throughout his whole entire career, but there came a time in transition where the master craftsman at the time was Sabota-san, and Sabota-san was retiring. So Sabota-san was going to be passing the torch, and Ichiro needed that next craftsman, that next master craftsman to step in. So Kosan, who you can see right here standing next to Ichiro, Kosan made over 60 gloves for Ichiro to try on his hand. And as the story goes, Ichiro tried on all those gloves and he rejected every single one. Now, that doesn't take away from anything from Kosan, but what Ichiro told Kosan, he said, I can just feel it in the craftsmanship. He said, you are trying to be Sabota-san. You are trying to be like Sabota-san. He said, be yourself. Just be yourself. So with all that pressure, Kosan went back and he started crafting more gloves, and he crafted so many gloves, but he picked his 6 best gloves to present to Ichiro. And as the story goes, he was so nervous, he's sweating bullets, and he presents Ichiro with the 6 gloves. And Ichiro puts the first one on his hand and he goes, that's it. He's like, this is the glove. So from that point on, Kosan was declared a master craftsman. And Kosan said himself, he said, I'm not going to consider this a success unless Ichiro gets another gold glove this season. So he watched the whole baseball season. You got to let it play out. And of course, Ichiro got another gold glove. He could get gold gloves with his eyes closed. But we transitioned from Sabota-san to Kosan. So This factory is in Haga, Japan. And as this was told to me, and I totally believe it, the last 2 summers I've been able to go to the Haga factory. And actually, the factory, I've been to other ball glove factories. This does not really feel, Haga does not feel like a ball glove factory. It actually feels more like an art studio. It's very quiet. It has about 20 people working on all the machines and the lines, and then you also have your 5 craftsmen who are working on that. So this, as the saying goes, if you go to Haga, Japan, if you guys ever get the chance, they say it will add years to your life. So extremely peaceful place tucked away in the hills of Haga, Japan. And so I've been able to go and see it with my actual eyes, the craftsmanship. Okay, I tell you what, before we go to the next slide, I do want to show you guys something in the box. This is something that if you're able to stick around a little bit later after the presentation's done, I feel like it's a live animal in here, and so we've got a little breathing hole. But as I was talking to Japan, we knew Glove Fest is just a one-of-a-kind. Everybody was excited. When I talked to Japan about better baseball, it really moves the needle. So I told them, I said, listen, I want to bring something very rare to better baseball. I want to be able to bring something no other brand can bring. So they said, okay. And then I worked up my courage because I had talked to Kosan himself in his office, and he has this amazing glove case in his office with a lot of game used gloves. So they gave me permission, and they asked me on my life, they're like, please return this in the same condition than when you got it. But I'm going to show you, I have Ichiro's 2018 game used glove. So for the people watching on live stream, this is kind of a treat for in-store, but as you can see, you have Ichiro embroidered on the thumb. If you want to, take it and kind of show, and then also you can touch it. You have permission. Okay. Yes, okay. You were on the list.
Mizuno Japan, thank you very much
Mizuno,
for letting me hold this.
So I love the Ichiro embroidered on the thumb, but probably there's 2 favorite details on the inside. One on the thumb, it has 10-2017. Which that's the month of the year that it was made. So it was made in October 2017, but it was also, over the off season, it was delivered to Ichiro. So he used it throughout the 2018 season with the Florida Marlins. So if I could kind of explain for those of you who can't hold it, you're not here in store in person, it is extremely lightweight. I don't think this is disrespectful, but it almost feels like a hairless cat. Okay, now it might be a little bit lighter, but it almost feels alive. It feels like it's taking a nap. So what I'm gonna do, just for people watching at home, if you want a screenshot or whatever you do, listen, nerd out. This is the actual place where people who love ball gloves, ball glove community, they're welcome. So I'm gonna leave that there. We've got the Ichiro on the side. So that was just something special that really, today in store, for those of you afterwards, if you guys want to come up, check it out, absolutely, we can do that. All right, so if we go to the next slide, Brett, I appreciate it. I'm going to run through this real quick on what it takes to be a craftsman, all right? So Nori-san, I've been able to spend some time with him earlier this year in January, and then also during the All-Star game when he came down. But Nori-san, his story is, I was talking to him, I said, tell me, how did you become a glove craftsman? And so he said, he played baseball, much like you guys, right? He played all the way through high school. And when he was in high school, have any of you guys ordered a custom glove ever? I'm not gonna ask what brand, I'm not gonna put you on the spot, okay? But Nori himself ordered a custom glove, all right? And when it was a Mizuno, when it came in, this is how he tells me. He said he opened up that box and he felt like the heavens parted. He felt that when he saw that glove, he knew that when he was done playing the game of baseball, that his life's mission would be to be the best craftsman, glove craftsman in the world. So being from Japan and loving gloves, loving product, loving the game, immediately after high school, this is so rare, but he was accepted into Haga's factory, all right? So immediately he went to work in Haga right after high school. So for the first 2 years, this is his path. This is how he understands to this day gloves so well. For his first 2 years, in the morning before lunch, he would lace gloves. Anybody in here ever laced a glove? All right. So he would lace gloves until lunchtime, and then after lunch, he would spend the rest of his afternoon flipping the gloves right side out. So I've got video on my phone, some of you guys might know, but as a glove's being constructed, it's constructed inside out, and then you have to flip it. So for 2 years, lacing in the morning and then flipping them right side out in the afternoon. For the next 3 years, he spent those 3 years stitching the glove. So like he was part of the line and he would just be on the sewing machine, right? So you've got a back of wrist pad, you got finger panels, you've got welting, all those different things, binding. And for 3 years, he was just gaining skills on being able to stitch the glove. For the next 7 years, this is what I tell a lot of people. So one of my friends in the glove industry, you know who you are. As I've grown in this position, I love asking questions, I love learning. But he told me, and I do know this to be true, you could have the best leather in the world, the best leather in the world. And if you don't stitch it, lace it, and shape it properly, it's an expensive, bad glove. Okay, so like it's important how they're shaped. So for 7 years, he spent shaping gloves. So if you're adding up time, 5, 7, 12 years just working on the details of gloves. So after those 12 years, the factory owner noticed that he had a real ability for crafting gloves. And so he was given the opportunity now to be on Japan's research and design team. So as I said, well, what did that look like? So he goes, I would go out. It didn't matter if you were 5 years old or if you played in the NPB, which is the professional Japanese league. He goes, I would politely ask to see players' gloves and they would let me see their gloves. He goes, I didn't care what brand they were. I didn't care what age level, but he just spent putting his hand learning. So what he would do is he would take it back to the Haga factory and he would, draw the templates down on top of a piece of leather. So you roll out the leather, he would draw the template down, he would cut it out, and then sometimes as he would assemble the glove, it just wouldn't feel right. So he would take that sheet of paper, he'd wad it up, throw it away, and he'd start the process over. So he just did that over and over again. Could you guys imagine like having an unlimited supply of gloves? That's kind of what Better Baseball does here. And I'm sure the parents are like, you guys, my kids want to come to Better Baseball every day. So anyway, Nori spent the next 10 years doing that. Brett, I appreciate it. Will we go to the next slide? So after those 10 years, he was becoming one of the best. Now, you can work on gloves and be a glove maker, but Mizuno only has 5 craftsmen and 1 master craftsman. So in order to be a craftsman, you have to pass a test, okay? Actually, there's 3 tests. So the first test, I put it up here. The first test is picking a glove, like picking what kind of glove you want to make, and then you have to cut every piece perfectly by hand in under 40 minutes. So I asked Nori, I said, well, first of all, earlier I asked him what's his favorite glove, and he said, 11.5 iWeb. And with Mizuno, we call it a deep 3-web, but 11.5 iWeb, it seems to be the typical favorite, right? And I said, well, why'd you choose that? And he goes, because if you're timed for 40 minutes and you're gonna make a 13-inch outfield glove, he's like, that's a lot more leather and that's a lot more time. So he picked the smallest glove, 11.5. He also likes 11.5 iWeb because in his opinion, which I take for the absolute truth, he says it's easier to shape and break in for infielders really looking to get a feel. So he chose an 11.5-inch iWeb, and for 40 minutes, he had to lay out his template, and he had his leather cutting knife, and he had to cut it perfectly. He was able to do that. He passed test number 1. So he had all the pieces, okay? Test number 2, you had to assemble the glove in 1 hour. So now at Haga and at many ball glove factories, you have people sitting at all different stations. So one person may be stitching the back of wrist, then you go to another station, they may be stitching the back of finger panels to the welting, things like that. You have another station who might be lacing. But if you're going to be a craftsman, then you have to finish this test, putting the whole glove together in under an hour. Now remember his background, right? So he had already been doing this. He had stitched for 3 years, all those things. So he said it was close to the time, but he got the whole glove assembled together and he was able to do it in under an hour. So he passed test number 2. Test number 3, he had to shape it into a perfect glove. So as we all know, Nori-san is a craftsman. So he obviously passed the test, but shaping the ball glove, he spent 7 years shaping ball gloves, and then also he's doing it now for Mizuno at the major league level. He's doing it for the NPB, the Professional Japanese League. But shaping a glove is so important. And I know Better Baseball has incredible people here that know how to break in gloves, do it exactly how you want, exactly how you prefer. But it's really all about the athlete. So that is about Nori becoming a craftsman. All right, Brett. So what I want to say also about Mizuno's brand is that where we are also a little bit set apart, we have multiple glove factories, but those craftsmen, they travel around to each factory, making sure the people who are building the gloves are doing it the Mizuno way. So there's a saying at Mizuno, nothing feels like a Mizuno. It can really be used a lot across a lot of categories. But when it comes to a glove, especially if you've never put your hand in a Mizuno today, I would love for you to come up and feel stuff like that. But we truly believe nothing feels like a Mizuno. So it's because of the craftsmen going around making sure that every glove feels that way. And then we have very high quality, strict standards. Now, does that mean every glove's going to be perfect? Does that mean a lace never breaks? That's not necessarily the case, because sometimes you can run into a bad batch of lace. But I'll tell you this much, if Better Baseball reaches out and they say anything or any kind of account, Mizuno is the brand that takes it seriously. I get on the horn that day, I send an email, we try to isolate the batch, and we try to make it right for the customer. So that's just goes back to kind of like the high quality standards that Mizuno has. All right, Brett, if you'll go to the next one. All right, so this is just saying, this is a little bit about myself. Like I've been with Mizuno for 8 years now. The first 4 years I was a designer, and then the last 4 years has been as a ball glove product manager. I have seen this with my own eyes, and I've seen it multiple times because I've had the craftsmen come and travel to America, but I've also gone to Japan and seen it in action. And it's just an absolute, if you ever get a chance, go to Japan, experience the culture, but then, I mean, my goodness, Mizuno has like a 30-story skyscraper in Osaka, Japan, which is headquarters, global headquarters. And then also they have this new, probably 3-story, huge state-of-the-art. It's called the Mizuno Engine. It's where all the research and design happens. So as a brand, Mizuno takes it very seriously. Innovation, craftsmanship, all of that kind of converge together. And then when it comes to our glove offerings, we try to do our best to bring a blend of traditional gloves, heritage, and then also innovation. So if you see up here, we have really had our Pro Select models start to take off because number one, it's a great ball glove. It's great leather. It has one of the reasons why we went with the 3D silicone Runbird is because Ichiro, I had to ask special permission, but I saw it first on Ichiro's glove and I asked if we could get that there. So Pro Select has really been on an upward swing. I respect many other brands. It is on same par as like a Wilson A2000 or a Heart of the Hide. And that's, in my opinion, I do think they're better. But Pro Select is kind of like where we're driving energy. And then of course we have Mizuno Pros. Not only do we have Mizuno Pros, but then we also bring gloves from Haga Japan, which again, what we were talking about, I really feel Haga Japan is the best ball glove factory in the world. And part of me is a product manager, and the way I grew up. When I was in high school, I kind of got a glove my freshman year, and it was my glove all 4 years of high school. So there were some things, glove culture was not what it is today, where you see all the colors. So for me, in this position, I try to bring, I don't know if Japan's listening, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it. It's kind of my mission. I feel like I'm on a rescue mission to bring gloves out of the vault. So right now I've got Whirlwind gloves over here from Haga, Japan. I really love this patch on the back. We've got Chipper Jones glove right here from his 1999 NL MVP season. So we've got the Big M. We have Scott Rowland when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. We had not seen a Big M logo on a glove since about the year 2006. And when I got in my position, I grew up with the Big M and absolutely love it. But Japan has so much respect for their brand that sometimes you've got to prove to them a worthy reason to bring something back. So when Scott Rowland was inducted into the Hall of Fame, I believe in the summer of 2023, we presented to Japan and we said, can we please reissue his glove and bring it back with the Big M just like he had on the field? We waited and they didn't tell us no. And then all of a sudden, we were able to bring the Big M back. So we have the Big M, we have the Whirlwind logo right here. So that's kind of my mission. Not only am I enjoying designing ball gloves and bringing them with a story to tell, but I also enjoy bringing things back from Mizuno's heritage and past so we can continue to tell the stories of why Mizuno is one of the greatest ball gloves on the market. So have some great things up here. We can talk when I'm done with my presentation. When it deals with innovation and tradition, we chose to partner with Better Baseball today, and kind of one of the real reasons I'm here today is because we're launching 5 ball gloves, all right? One, we're dipping back into the vault, and then Brett, if you'll go ahead. So the glove we're launching, one of the gloves we're launching today, as you heard me talk about the Pro Selects, this is the Pro Select Dyna Cage. Dyna kind of meaning dynamic, and cage because we did something interesting. We're a big brand. We support volleyball, we support golf, we support running. Like we have all these products for all these different sports categories. But one growing category for us is tennis. And in our tennis footwear, we have this PU casting that it's on our website right now. I didn't bring a picture, but it's a PU casting that they put on the tennis shoes because tennis players, obviously, when they're playing tennis, they drag their toes, they really beat up shoes. And we thought, what if we put that on a glove? So we took the Pro Select, and this is our Mizuno Mint. This is the first time on the Pro Select level we've had the mint color, but this is the Dyna Cage, and it wraps from back of wrist all the way up to the thumb. Now, there's some details in it, so like at home, if you're watching on the live stream, it may just look like a black back of wrist and thumb, but I'm gonna give that glove to Michael right there. Yeah, there's details inside of that. It almost looks like octopus tentacles or kind of like tendrils, but it's just a start with the Dyna Cage. And in my opinion, if you put it on your hand, I know the market has really shifted to, I'd say it's softer leathers, but this right here, what we really wanted to do with this Dyna Cage is provide some support. You put those two words together and you get that. You provide some support for that thumb, but then also durability, whether it be those tags or diving for the ball on the warning track or in the infield, so it doesn't damage your thumb and your back of wrist right there. So that is something new for us. I believe it's going to be retailing at $330, but love for you guys to check it out. Better Baseball is carrying that, and that is our new Dyna Cage. So I'm gonna put that there. Now, the next series, and this is kind of, I'm gonna wrap up with this, and I'm sure Mike will come up and we can do some Q&A, things like that. But the next series that we're bringing it back. Some of you guys who, if you're watching this, if you are glove collectors, you'll know that this was a global collection, all right? So Brett, if you'll go ahead. And this is my last slide right here. It is the Global Elite family. Now, this is something that predates me, and we carried inline. So some of you glove heads out there might know we had the Global Elite Janama. We had the Global Elite VOP, which was a vibration oil process for the leather. Like I told you earlier, I'm on a rescue mission to bring things back out of the vault. And Global Elite has been gone. I don't think we've had a Global Elite in our line or as a limited glove for at least a decade now. So we thought the timing was right. And we thought, okay, this is a very traditional glove. Some of you guys might like it. It might almost feel better on a younger ball player's hand because it's more of a Japanese cut. It truly is a global model. And to tell you kind of like the history, Global Elite was doing extremely well for the American market. And then all of a sudden, we started coming out with Pro Select, which was a little bit more of an Americanized hand pattern, hand stall. And just eventually, the Pro Select gained so much traction that it kind of became our new wave. So this would be, the Global Elite would be a great series to compare to the Pro Select. But this is premium steer hide. And then let's see if I have one behind me. So right here, this is our crown back, okay? This is an 11.5 crown back. It has 5DNA technology on the backhand, and it's premium steer hide. But one of the traditional colors, if you get on Instagram and you're looking at like all the glove different accounts, things like that, you'll see in Japan, yellow is a very traditional color, but it pops, it like sings. So for us, we really wanted to bring, we actually call this color instead of yellow, like if we're just pulling it from the back as you cut gloves, this is called our natural lime, okay? So this is our natural lime, but you know, if you're looking at it, it's yellow to the eye. And then it has this 3D silicone run bird, which it's not silver, it's not bronze, it's not copper, it almost is like a champagne color. So I love that it's unique. And then one of the details we wanted to make sure in the fielding gloves of the Global Elite family, we went to deerskin palm liner, which we call our Sheikah palm liner. And the reason we chose that is because it's a little bit more supple and it has great tack. So if you want to have like ultimate control over your ball glove and fielding, that's why we went with the deerskin palm liner, okay? So that's the 11.5. I think Bice is gonna go get me something else, but we also have a 12 3/4 H-Web, which is an outfielder's model, has a great deep pocket. And then, oh, is that your personal one, Bice? So
it
the
is
other
not,
two,
but I did buy this a little bit before launch. It came to the warehouse, and you know, I bought it a day or two early.
okay, so one thing I was a left-handed pitcher. I still play ball. The thing about being in my position, when we're getting samples and we have all these ideas, the samples come right hand throw. They come right hand throw.
That's no fun to you. We take care of lefties here at Better Baseball.
You guys take care of the left-handed player so well. I don't know if I've ever seen it taken care of better with my own eyes. You guys have a great left-handed section. Warms my heart.
We like to say that our lefty section is bigger than most stores' glove selection.
I could agree with you because I'll never forget walking into that glove world for the first time. I about had a seizure with all the color, how tall it was. Like it was, I say that in a loving way. Like I had never seen a display like that. I think nobody else does it better than you guys. But the lefty, so most of the times my samples come right hand throw, being a left-hander, just to make sure that all the details were right, I made myself a left-hand throw model. And so we brought, in this series of ball glove, Global Elite, we have a natural lime, which has a deep 2 pocket. I'm not sure you can see with the picture I brought here, but it kind of has a pocket that's a solid here and a one right below it. So we also thought maybe not everybody likes natural lime. So we decided, and when I saw this color, and Michael, I'd love to get your thoughts.
I had the exact same reaction. Do you remember when you showed us this a few months ago and I literally said I'm buying that?
Yes, it was love at first sight for Michael. It was for me too, but if you look at this glove in person, it is a metallic, it's a champagne finish. That's what Mizuno's, we call this kind of brand right, or this finish right here. I'll toss it to you for a second. But it kind of has that shimmering, it looks like it's been oiled. Right?
Yeah.
So it is ready for a photo shoot right there, but that's not the only special thing about this glove. My guys, could you toss that back up just a second? I'll let you see it. So we are bringing to market something that is specific to our brand. I know I talked to you guys about innovation. Inside this glove is what they call Speed Revo, or it's what Mizuno calls Speed Revo technology. And it debuted in Japan, I believe, earlier this year.
Oh,
and
so this is new.
This is brand new Speed Revo technology.
That.
I met the guy who invented this technology. He was like 30 years old, just knows everything about, not knows everything about baseball, but extremely intelligent when it comes to ball gloves. Actually, I'm gonna toss it back to you. Put your hand in there. Tell me, I'm gonna kind of describe to you the difference. So,
You wanna get this one?
the Speed Revo glove, inside on the palm liner, what you can't see at home is, first of all, Japan told me this glove can help you increase your velocity. Now, for my guys over here that are in store, I don't want 14-year-olds throwing 100 miles per hour, okay? Save that for maybe your last year in high school or your first year in college or when you go to the pros, okay? So save those elbows. But of course, as a pitcher, and me especially, being a left-handed pitcher, I was like, man, if I could just throw harder. So I asked Japan, I said, please walk me through this technology. Please tell me how something on your non-throwing hand can help you throw faster. So on the inside, they have created a double layered overlapping palm, okay? So it's two pieces. This is just part of Mizuno's proprietary technology. It's a double overlapping palm, and then if you stick your fingers in it, guys, you can kind of feel there's a ridge at the fingertips. So it's almost like for, the people who climb mountains and all those rock walls, sometimes you're looking for that one finger hold. That's kind of what it is. Do you feel it, that ridge? Okay, so the whole technology behind it is, let me hand you this glove.
Yep.
So think about like if you were at a county fair and you were trying to light up the radar gun and it's like, hey, give it your best shot. If sometimes, like, have you ever done one of those radars?
Oh,
and
of course.
If you do it bare hand, you almost feel like naked.
It's really weird. You don't want to throw barehanded. You
Right.
like lose something
there's no
in your
there's,
mechanics.
There's no counterbalance. So the whole thing behind this is with that double layered overlapping palm and that ridge, it gives you something a little bit more firm to grip onto. And when you can grip something more firmly, then it's a kinetic chain of reaction where you can therefore then generate more force. So I'm not up here trying to make claims that this glove will make you throw 5 miles per hour faster, but the whole technology behind it is to enhance velocity and give pitchers an added advantage. So here's my pitch.
Let's hear it.
No pun intended. Okay. Come in store. Better Baseball has this family. They have it in store. They have it on shelves. Come feel it for yourself. I know some of you guys, timing-wise, you might just be getting done with school. I don't know how you guys are out of school right now. I mean, I know it's done, but I'm glad you're here. But I know you've been here. He's from Connecticut. Let's just pretend he's on fall break and he's playing by all the rules, okay? But we're glad you're here. But come down in store. I'd love for you guys to feel the feeling of Mizuno, the craftsmanship, because I truly do believe nothing feels like a Mizuno. All right, so if we want to kick it off into some Q&A or whatever, I'm happy to do it.
Me and Will can talk for hours about gloves, and we probably will for the next, until the camera dies.
Right.
I want to talk about the Speed Revo because, thankfully, because of Will and my great job, I do get to see things before they hit the market. Like I said earlier, when he showed us this glove, literally I said, that glove I will be buying the day it comes in. I actually bought it the day after because we only had one righty come in, and I thought, I don't want to be that guy yet. But the next day I bought one.
Okay, so you were considerate.
I was considerate.
Okay.
I was considerate. But the feeling you get with this glove is very hard to explain. You did a good job with it, like trying to just grip. Like all I can think about is just this.
Generating that force.
And it is so hard to explain. Also, when I feel like if I was squeezing a glove really hard, it would form really bad, or that it would bubble. Yeah. With this, however they did it, it feels like it's going to hold great shape.
It's absolutely, that's what it's designed to do.
Okay, yeah. So globally, this is a beautiful.
Can I let a cat out of the bag?
We're always for being the first.
Okay, so I'm going to let a cat out of the bag is what I said. Something that we just did a really soft launch of our new custom builder for our Pro Select. So if you were to go to usa.mizuno.com, we have, if you go to custom section and you click on Pro Select, for the first time, we've been working really hard. I do want to give a shout out to Adam Vella. He's been someone who has helped me so much in my position. He's just an incredible vault of knowledge. He's been working for over 16 years. He knows things that predate his time at Mizuno. He is just one of my favorite guys to talk product, especially gloves to. But we were working hard on the custom builder, and you can now go on our custom builder with the Pro Select and customize a Speed Revo pitcher's glove.
Oh, whoa.
So
I knew about the Pro Select launch on the site, and it looks great, by the way. I did not notice that there was a Speed Revo model.
So, you know, we've been trying to kind of build up to that, and there's so many moving parts in my position where you just want to make sure you don't want to flood the factory. So
for sure.
This may happen after this video, but you kind of want to get that nice gradual rollout.
A little soft launch action.
But the thing about the Pro Select where we really upgraded, our previous builder, it was great, but it was 2D, so it was flat. You couldn't spin the glove around. Our new one is a 3D. But in our Pro Select, our previous model, we probably had 8 leather colors. You could only really choose one on the back of fingers. We had 5 woven run birds. And listen, I loved it, but there were only 5 colored run birds to choose from. Now we feel like we're a huge contender in the custom builder space because I believe we might have at least 19 leather colors that we're extremely proud of. Everything you see up here is part of our custom builder. We have, I believe, 19 different colored run birds because we think it's very important, especially in this culture, we see athletes, they either want to design something unique that nobody has or they want to match their team. So of course. We've really added more options. Not only do we have Speed Revo technology for pitchers, but we also added a fully closed back to a pitcher's model as well.
Okay.
So you guys can go ahead and take off usa.mizuno.com, look at the custom builder, knock yourself out.
And if you make a really cool custom, make sure you guys submit it to the email at glovefestbetterbaseball.com for a chance to be the next Better Baseball exclusive. I would love to see a Speed Revo glove. Oh, Mr. Sean's got something.
We just had someone on Instagram submit a Speed Revo.
They already did?
Wow.
Okay. There we go. All right, well, that's one in the books.
So I'll tell you, Global Elite. Now, Global Elite, they are in stores, and you can get the Speed Revo model today or this weekend when you come in. But you could also be the first, just like that guy. Well, I don't know if you can be the first because it sounds like somebody submitted a Speed Revo already. But the technology, I wish I had that because who couldn't use just a couple more miles per hour, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to throw gas. Is it true that either the Dynacast or the Global Elites were held back to be launched during this event? Is that a true statement?
Okay, so it is absolutely true. So this is one thing I've really enjoyed our partnership, Mizuno's partnership with Better Baseball. Again, the passion and the knowledge is what I feel unmatched, and probably what I think customer experience.
Definitely.
Because if somebody doesn't have an answer, they're passing you off to somebody who does.
I was going to say, if somebody asked me down here about a Mizuno glove and I didn't know about it, I would be like, hey, Will, I got a customer?
Oh, he'd ring me right away. I'd be at least getting the answer. I'd probably have it. But the thing is, like, when we heard about Glove Fest and where, you know, it's the inaugural one, and I think it's only going to get bigger and greater.
Yeah, only bigger.
But we thought, listen, we had these ready to launch, but we were like, I think it would be greater leverage for us to hold them back and to be able to speak on stage and drive that energy towards our brand.
100%. Well, we really appreciate that because, you know, we like to be, you know, some of the first. And,
well, thanks for the platform.
Showcase it first, so it's cool to have these here today.
Yeah.
Dude, so I mean, I know we got a lot of other gloves. I could go on for a long time about these. I do want to make one little statement.
Okay.
When you were talking about the Dynacage,
yeah.
You're talking about shoes. If you guys didn't know, Mizuno actually has like some of the coolest shoes ever. Will and me get in trouble for spending a little bit too much money on Mizuno shoes. I did wear them today.
I love it. I love it.
I was telling you I wore through my peach ones, so I had to wear these today.
Yes. So Michael's talking. We have great running shoes, but also our sports style category. That is something that has really been growing steadily for probably about 3 years now. And we have this wonderful new product manager in the sports style category. He is a Mizuno head. Like, he is going to be great for that. And I've seen all the new shoes coming out. He showed me about 80 new shoes in sports style, and they're all bangers. And I'm going to want them all, but there's only going to be more great Mizuno shoes to come.
Okay, well, just make sure that the Battery Mizuno store has those so I can buy them.
Yes, at MEC, yes.
Dude, I don't even want to get to the good stuff too soon, but you want to cover a little about what our boy Devin has cooked for Mizuno in the past and just show these real quick?
Can I just, I'm going to speak to your audience, and I want to say something about Devin. Okay?
Go for it.
So, DC Gloves. So you may know Devin as DC Gloves on Instagram, on TikTok. And just when we go to certain conventions, whether it be ABCA, different things like that, I get to bump into baseball people. Rarely do I ever, now I went to art school, I love art, I get to express my ideas and creations through ball gloves and cleated footwear. Rarely do I meet somebody else that just seems, kind of lives on a different planet when it comes to the world of creativity.
On a different planet is a good word.
I mean, so Devin is such a great guy. As I've gotten to know him over the years, he's personally made the trip from St. Louis to Mizuno headquarters, and I just love watching what he comes up with.
It's unbelievable.
He's a
do
glove
it every
wizard.
day.
He's a glove wizard. So when he comes and visits me, of course, I've got all these right-hand throw samples at the store or at headquarters in the U.S., and I'm like, listen, man, I've got to get you something and just let you cook with it. And he goes, well, what do you want me to do? And I go, nah.
Yeah, no parameters.
No,
you just got to
no.
do your thing.
I say, you just think about it and you make it. So one of the gloves it kicked off. Now, I had it since before last Christmas.
Yep.
Because I remember doing some special things with the glove. And since Devin's not up here personally, I am going to tell you part of his process. So this glove right here is a Pro Select, just our regular inline Pro Select. And it has a gazillion thermochromatic dots on that glove that he did one by one. And it's not just like, guys, this is not a hot glue gun. This is like he's a mad scientist in a laboratory making the ingredients. So like he stirred it, he made it his own. But as I was talking to him, he said after every single dot he put on there, you have to cure it, okay? So you're done with the dot and then you have to shine, I believe he had to shine some kind of light on it to make sure, kind of like at the dentist office.
Okay,
And then it cures it. And I said, man, how long did that take? And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he said it took him 19 hours. But the cool thing, it's not just dots. The thermochromatic ingredients, when you put heat on this glove, 85 degrees or above, the dots change colors to purple.
They're like a bright violet purple. Those are almost like they're glowing.
It is unbelievable. So at times, this glove has been in my possession.
Well, I remember it was a big hit at ABCA. That was the first time that I saw it. First time I met Devin too.
Listen, he was kind enough to let us have this glove in our booth, and I am telling you, it was such a showstopper. I thought it was weird a little bit because I had to bring my blow dryer from the hotel room. But every time somebody would stop by, I'd be like, you got to check out this glove. So I don't know if we have some kind of heating element in here. You guys have it all. But
I'll just breathe on it for a minute.
Hot breath will change this glove. So this is a total head turner showstopper. And then I have not seen the finish of this glove until I just walked into your store today. I remember giving him this glove, but one thing I love about Devin is, again, I would say his craftsmanship.
Yes.
Like his attention to detail. So in my opinion, DC Gloves is doing the best dip dyes. I don't know if he was first, but he was first in my opinion.
Yep.
Like that's the first time I saw it.
First time I saw it.
As soon as I saw a dip dye glove, I hit him up. I texted him right away and I said, I don't want to get you in trouble. I want you to make sure you have a bright future ahead of you. Is there any way you could do a Mizuno glove? So one thing right here, and Bice, I don't know if you want to hop off the stage.
Yeah, I want to show this baby. I don't even think this glove's done, by the way. I think it's like halfway done.
So I'm sorry if, again, I am one to jump the gun and let cats out of the bag, but diamond encrusted, it sparkles, it glitters, but like in this day and age, like what a work of art. And then on top of that, one thing I like about our brand at Mizuno, not only can you make things a piece of art, but the performance is, it's game ready, it's high level, so you're not sacrificing art for performance, you're really getting both, but this is only coming through DC Gloves.
Yes.
So if you're in store, I don't know if any of these are available or they're just show
We do have some. These two are not available.
Okay.
We have a Mizuno that was in your possession for a long time. You gave to us.
It's probably my favorite.
That's in a mystery box.
Okay.
As far as I know, it has not been claimed yet.
Okay.
So that's still up for grabs. We had a few Rawlings dip dyes. We had a little bit of shadow, but I know we have at least one Mizuno that is done by our boy DC in a Mizuno.
Well, I'm telling you that natural lime,
So nice.
him making it turn like a mango color, and then you have the optic yellow Runbird on the back.
And then the blue
Oh,
lacing.
he relaced it. He
Yes.
relaced it. So like his color choices, chef's kiss, everything's great. Again, I know if I'm gonna flip something to him, I don't even care what he does, but I just get excited because he'll hit me up with details. He'll
Yeah.
be like, you wanna see it? I'm like, yeah, I do. So
Yeah.
anyway, love that
that's
he's
our,
here.
that's our guy. We're really excited to have him, and we're excited to come out with gloves that he makes. So if you guys have any ideas or things you want to see or buy some of his work, we're going to have that soon. So we're kind of launching it during Glove Fest, and then hopefully have a drop from him in the near future.
So obviously it's public knowledge
Yes.
that he's here. Okay,
Yes.
so I wanted to be respectful, but I'm gonna tell you, I fought hard, so hard to have him on my team at Mizuno, and I am so glad where he landed. If he didn't land at Mizuno, I love that he can, he doesn't have to stop.
Yeah, that was kind of the same thing. We were like, well, if he doesn't go with us, he's with Will. That's a good place. If he's
Right.
not with Will, he's with us. We're going to benefit either way from
Exactly.
being on one of each other's teams.
So I am looking forward to many, many more of his creations in the future. But right now, listen, if I'm not seeing what you're doing on gloves, my Instagram is @WillStartup. I'm always looking around. I'm watching all brands. So just from what I've seen so far, DC, in my opinion, he's a one of one. Like he's
100%.
the GOAT. I don't,
Yeah.
I know he's super young, and I love his body of work on the gloves that he's making. But somebody prove me wrong.
Yeah,
Hit me up in
can't
a
see it yet.
DM. Let me see your account. But like right now,
We dare you.
yeah, I dare you. But DC is my Mount Rushmore.
I would agree with that. All right, well, do we have any questions? Anything else you want to cover? Is there any gloves up here? I'm looking around. I'm like, man.
Okay, well,
there's some
listen,
sweet pieces.
listen. So there's some special ball players here today. I believe Hank, Carson, Dominic. Okay, they've been. What I heard from Dominic, I was like, where are your parents? And he's like, oh, my mom couldn't stand anymore. She's in the car. So anyway, Dominic's from Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
He wound up having his eye on one of the gloves. Obviously, I brought 50 gloves behind me. But what better stage than Better Baseball to reward ball players who love the game? So I've got something special for you guys, all right? And it's just because I met you guys, I loved your energy.
This is the future us.
It is the future, but you know what? It's also the now, right?
It is. It
Like,
really is.
You guys better be getting reps, all right? You better be going to bed early because your body needs
Yep.
rest from recovery, all that stuff. But if you stay disciplined, why? My question I always ask is, why not me? Like, why
Great
can't
one.
I
Great
go
quote.
to the big leagues? So as long as you guys feel that way and you work hard and you grind it out, make good decisions, why not you guys making it to the big leagues? So I don't think we have a blur the screen feature. So I'm gonna do a couple of things right here. I don't know if I can fully talk through. Okay. So I'm gonna keep it a little bit high level. But for my man Dominic, this is a glove that I've had in my possession just for a little bit, but I wanna reward players that just love baseball.
Love baseball, love the game, love the store, love gloves, and love Mizuno.
And you can find them here in your store. So
Yeah. That's why we're
Dominic,
hosting this big glove fest in the first place,
I'm going to
baby.
let you have this prototype generation.
Guys,
all
his
right?
face
So there we go. All
is
right.
priceless.
So let me see. Love that. Okay, I had this too. Now, Hank and Carson, I got somebody. I think somebody's calling me right now,
Dude,
and
so
I don't think
I could talk about
I don't
these
think
kids
it's a
for a
scam. I think somebody's calling in asking for stuff.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna
Is
put
that, is that Wilson or Japan saying, hey, you gotta.
Oh, I think Mizuno headquarters just said no more free gloves. Okay, I'm kidding. But this is what I'm going to do for my guy Hank and Carson over here, and the reason why I want to blur this. Okay, so this glove right here. All right, I don't mind showing this one. This is part of our imprint. Now, this glove has not come out yet, and it will not come out in this version because this is something as we were designing at Mizuno for our next year's limited glove program. We were looking at this marble texture, but something that's, I don't want to say totally unique to us right now, but we have imprint technology. So what sets us apart is when we print and have patterns on gloves, it's on full grain leather, and we put a finish on it so it's good to go. I think right now in the market there's some other great designs out there, but I think they're printed on synthetic, which still probably great performing, but that's just a differentiator for Mizuno. Okay, so this is our imprint technology. This is our sky blue leather. You've got that Volt outline and the embroidery, and then you have the marble texture. Also, for those of you at home that you can't see here, we've got a little bit of that pink stitch right in that overlapping palm in that black that you see in between the thumb and forefinger. So what I'm gonna do, whoever raises their hand faster, Carson or Hank, who would like this one, right? Okay, so Hank, my man, is gonna get that right there. And then I'm gonna kind of hold this one down here.
Yeah.
So this one is going to be, there's only one detail we changed on this glove for the limited glove.
Yep.
So this is going to be our December limited glove. We still have a big November for Mizuno, and we have this special glove behind my back coming out in December. Nobody has this. Nobody's seen this outside of Mizuno.
And us, we got to see it, just by the way.
That's right. I mean, we are here.
We get the cool stuff.
We are here. So, of course, you guys have seen it. But, Carson, I'm going to toss this to you, and then you just keep that on the wraps, all right? So, anyway, I really do believe it's people, it's players like these and everybody else in your store that is going to drive the game of baseball further. But what I love now is we're seeing more creative expression in the game, whether that be the Savannah Bananas or just watching the players. I grew up watching Michael Jordan and all the different shoes that he put out. One thing I loved about him is as you're watching the game, you could always spot him on the court because his shoes were color blocked. So cool. So you could track him, and then he probably had the ball in his hand 80% of the time. But that's what I love about the game of baseball now. I feel like it's catching up, and kids are getting to enjoy it in different aspects.
Absolutely. And I will say, even though we were live streaming, I'm sure there's plenty of people glued at home. I have never seen 3 young ball players listen to glove history about Japan like this. I mean, they were locked in to gloves, Japan, Nori, everyone else. And literally we were sitting there, we're like, dude, these kids are locked in. So I think there's 3 deserving ball players to get some sweet
Absolutely.
Mizuno gloves today.
One of one stuff over there. Like that stuff's not coming out.
That is so cool. Well, Will, thank you so much for the live
stream, man. Of course.
We're going to have a lot of fun on the rest of Glove Fest. I think, Will, are you going to be here today or tomorrow at all?
I'm not moving fast. I'll stick around. If anybody has questions, feel free. We'll take the gloves off the stage, and if you want to look at them, put your hands in them, feel free to do that. And then I'm going to do my best to be here tomorrow. I'm not sure. My wife had hip surgery, so she's doing great. Okay. But I think
we can understand that.
It's going to be a game time call.
Yeah, okay, so before we end, we've got the Dynacast just launched, as well as the Global Elite Series. Both those will either be available in-store or online very, very soon. I don't know if we got them on the website yet. If they're not, they're going to be on there in like a day or 2.
Awesome.
But you can get them in store today during Glove Fest. So, dude, thanks so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always a pleasure.
Absolutely.
BBTV, out.